There is something that I want to show you guys, chat. There is one thing I want to show you guys. Apparently, Jenna Ortega has ruined her face, which I have no idea who Jenna Ortega is. But at least from the image of what I'm looking at here, she looks like a freaking... She looks like Steve from Minecraft. Literally, she has the Giga Chad chiseled face. Look at this shit. Look at this thumbnail right here. This shit's terrifying to see this. I don't know if that's what she actually looks like, but we can take a look at it, to be honest.
Jenna Ortega before and Jenna Ortega now.
Excuse me? So that's what she looks like. That's what she looked like before. She looks cute. She looks nice.
Jenna Ortega before and Jenna Ortega now.
Oh man, dude, that is it looks a little bit weird. I don't like that.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, there seems to be an uptick of particular celebrities of the female gender getting this particular surgery called the buccal fat removal, where they take fat.
The buccal fat remover?
From your cheeks, hollow it out to make you look like some kind of Greek-looking sculpture. It's supposed.
Ugh. So everyone's trying to be a Giga Chad now? Are we just literally recreating the meme, the Giga Chad meme for everybody? Now women are... I can kind of see why a lot of men don't like women in America. I can understand. Oh, chat, speaking of something. Chat, do you guys remember that one video that I made or so about like, hold on, let me see if I show you guys. Do you guys remember this video that I made? I saw one of the comment sections. Like I saw literally one of the comment sections in the video itself. It was, this video right here, this one right here, this one specifically. Literally, some of them think there's like, man, I've been noticing a lot of female VTubers talking about guys and stuff like that and blah, 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 you know? And it's like, yeah, I know, it's like a psyops or something. And I'm just like, and I commented underneath it and I'm like, or someone comments is like, yeah, they're just trying to gather a bunch of simps and everything like that. And like, and then another comment underneath that was like, yeah, it's like a psyops or something. Like, I'm just like, I commented underneath it. I'm like, yes, this is totally a psyops. I'm planted by the FBI or something. And like, it'll like, yes, I have thousands of simps, millions of simps literally defending me. I've farmed so much of this type of content. Yes, 1000% I did it. Yes, I am totally like, I have so many people. Yes, I have so many simps now. Yes, I farmed so many. It was crazy. I just commented underneath that. I was just like, you guys are being ridiculous. Look, this is like literally my comment to this, okay? Number one, all three of you guys that comment, well, two of you guys that commented technically because they were replying underneath one. Number one, it's not a psyops, okay? That's number one, all right? Number two, you don't see me talking about that subject 24/7. I know that Smuggalana talked about it. I know Scooch-chan talked about it. I know Leaflet talked about it. I know Kitsunero talked about it. I know there's a bunch of other VTubers that talked about it, okay? But hey, at the end of the day, you know, hey man, they do them, okay? All right, if they want to farm that community, be my guest, okay? I just wanted to talk about it because, you know, it's something weird because it doesn't happen over here. Where I live, it doesn't happen. There's no such thing as like women pushing down guys or so for no fucking random apparent reason. Could there be some? Yeah, there could probably be some, but the percentage is so low over here because we don't hear nothing crazy. What we hear of like what the US has to deal with, you know? Like I always see videos of like literally these crazy women like just talking shit about guys, you know? And like you see it on Twitter all the time. That's probably the reason why, you know, you got those people who commented or so saying it's a psyops or they're grabbing simps. Or I'm like, no, it's because you guys literally go on Twitter too much. That's why. maybe if you step away from Twitter and go touch some grass, you won't be thinking that way, you know? I'm just saying. Also, at the same time, when do you see a VTuber go outside at the end of the day, you know? VTubers don't go outside. Who the fuck told you goes outside, you know? VTubers don't go outside. We stay in our rooms all the time, so.
Supposed to allow you to look more sleek and I suppose model-esque, but you gotta understand, not everybody's face is built for this, and for a lot of these ladies, I'm not gonna lie, it just looks downright raggedy, atrocious, and it makes them look a lot older.
Ew, dude. Ew. Yeah, goddamn, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. As stated in my previous video about the Kardashians, about them not only getting
Now I can understand why my older brother loves Asian women a lot more. Now I can understand why my older, well, same thing for me too, but I can understand why my older brother loves Asian women a lot more, and tan women and Asian women, you know. That's why he, now I can understand why.
Getting the
I can
Botox, the
understand.
facelifts, and on top of all that, the buccal fat removal, which is now backfiring on them in their later age. We can now see that it's even making its way onto younger actors like Jenna Ortega, or better known as Wednesday, you know.
Why did you bleach your eyebrows? For a second there, I thought she didn't have any eyebrows, you know? I thought for a second there she had no eyebrows until I looked at it very closely, and she does have eyebrows. But they're bleached for some random apparent reason. I don't know why. What is it? The Wicked Witch of the West?
No, we all know Wednesday from the Netflix adaptation. Here we also have Starlight from
Language barrier is just the problem. Not if you go to Thailand or the Philippines or whatever other country that they have, you know, they'll love you no matter what. So
from The Boys, aka Annie January, which is the actor who plays Starlight from The Boys. I mean, this is how she looked before, you know, young and youthful.
She's
for somebody
cute.
who's supposed to be in her, I suppose, late 20s at the time of the photo before. And now, I don't know what happened, but she decided to, as she got more popular from The Boys, decided to get this surgery. And now she...
Oh, really? Really? She looks a lot cuter on the left, dude. I like her on the left a lot more than the right. I don't like her on the right. That's disappointing, to be honest. That's very disappointing. She's a lot cuter on the left. Fame makes no sense. Hollywood makes no sense. Hollywood.
She looks like this. Here we have another snapshot of Annie January, aka Starlight, looking, you know, regular.
God damn, she looks a lot older on the right, dude. She looks a lot more cuter on the left. What the fuck? And it looks like her lips also inflated by like a bee sting. Jesus Christ. Honestly. Or like why white men like Asian girls since they're easy to manipulate. Me as a guy living in the Philippines, yeah, we have those. Yeah, I know about that, yeah. But like at the end of the day, can you blame them at the end of the day? You know, if they have to date something like this or so in America though, like can you even blame them when they're trying to find like a normal woman at the end of the day? You know, you can't really blame them at the end of the day. So I can understand why, and I see this is this weird shit, this problem itself. You know, it's like, no, I completely understand. You know, it's like I wouldn't, if I was a guy, I wouldn't date this. I'd rather date the girl on the left than the girl on the right, to be honest.
Here before, and then after getting the surgery, with the hollowed out ass cheekbones and the contour and everything, kind of looking like the female version of handsome Squidward. And for the older folk out there who didn't grow up with SpongeBob, this is how handsome Squidward looks like, FYI. But honestly, you know, as a person with, you know, eyes, I don't understand the appeal. She was
that's like the difference, you know, because like I know that, like, you know, Filipinas are like more caring towards, you know, their male counterpart compared to, like, you know, the American women that are like asking ridiculous things. And the problem is like the dating pool has become like the issue is, right? So this is the one thing because someone brought up this comment or so when I was reading through the comment section, and specifically, right, which I do have to agree, right? I do have to agree. They're like, huh, there's someone who commented like, it's interesting how there's a lot of these female VTubers that are talking about how much they love men, but where were they at, you know, why were they keeping silent, or where were they at for this like so long or so, you know? Well, number one, right, for me specifically, like I'm just gonna explain my part specifically. Number one, I like I said, yeah, I grew up on the internet, but I didn't grow up with Twitter, okay? And I wasn't on Twitter where you see most of this shit. I just only went to work, hanged out with people, you know, because I used to work at a bar and stuff like that. So I get like crazy stories. I get mentioned by like I get a lot of crazy stories or so when I used to work at the bar, you know. So because I used to be a bartender, and but we've never seen like personally, like me and like my friends or so, we've never seen anything like this, you know, where they're like, there's weird misogynist hating on guys for like no apparent reason, or for like the most littlest things, or just how guys are just being guys. We don't see that over here. We don't really like, we've never seen anything like that in general. That's why when I like, you know, when I started VTubing and everything like that, and then being exposed to all of this stuff, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? This is a thing? This is the thing that's been going on for like years or something, you know? It's like, that's the reason why. And there are some other girls who maybe, yeah, you can probably say maybe they're farming for, you know, maybe they're farming for simps, you know, maybe they're farming for that side of the crowd. Maybe, you don't know. Maybe they do generally care. We don't know, okay? Nobody knows for a fact, okay? All right? Until the cat gets out of the bag, of course. But overall, you know, I think the more genuine ones or so are literally the ones who do, you know, respect their, you know, their males or so. There's, you know, like I said, I respect all my male audiences. You know, I also respect my female audiences too. I know that I have that 2% of females that watch me or so on YouTube. And I'm like, and then like I know a good majority of like, you know, it's male audiences, you know. Do you ever think it's like the UK situation? A lot of people were too scared to speak up until others started. That's the only thing too as well. Because remember, like even still today or so, you still have women or so getting canceled for liking men on Twitter. So like, the thing is like, you know, you gotta have, at the end of the day, you know, for me personally, I never like, for me, I always criticize both sides. Okay, I criticize women and I criticize guys, you know? They both have their ups and they both have their downs, okay? All right? Twitter's full of the dumbest people. Yeah, they are. Pfft, that's why, you know, you guys should probably reopen up insane asylums, in my personal opinion. But that's just my personal opinion, but, you know. Just put them in the box, you know? Just what Asmongold says all the time. Put them in the box, you know? But yeah, overall, it's like they gotta remember that, like, you know, these people had platforms or so, right? These people that are now speaking up and talking about like liking their guys and everything like that. They have a platform. They were probably scared, you know. They were probably getting, you know, they probably were gonna get canceled and shit like that. And then, you know, now ever since Donald Trump has became, you know, the president of the U.S. or so, things have been kind of shifting around the world. I've been noticing that there's riots happening in Australia. Well, I wouldn't say riots, but protests happening in Australia, in Japan, and Syria, UK, Ireland. You know, it's like happening. Like even I think something's happening in Spain or something like that, somewhere around there or so. But yeah. I like how the complicated policy is have minimum of the bottom 2% of the population in prison. The West never back to witch hunts. Honestly, Twitter users and Blue Sky users needs to be studied. I think Blue Sky users need to be studied the most, to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Indonesia too, and yeah. That's true. That's true as well. Yeah, France and Germany though. France is two similar aspects. Yeah. Yeah, Indonesia one is the one that is I've been watching Asmongold's take on it. I'm not gonna review on that because I don't know anything about it. So I'm just gonna be sitting there quietly reacting to it, and it doesn't make any sense for me. So you know,
much more cuter before. Like honestly, this was completely unnecessary.
They got her, you guys. What is going on? Who the heck is this? Who the heck are you, lady? This isn't the Jenna Ortega I remember.
God, she's so. God, she's so ugly. I'm sorry. She's just, oh, dude. Man, dude. Literally became the prettiest girl in the group to the most ugliest girl in the group now.
This is in London for the premiere of Wednesday Addams 2. I can't. This is Jenna Ortega maybe 2 years ago before the transformation started happening, and here she looks like the Jenna Ortega we remember. There was the light in her.
Yo, what is that chin, bro? What is that jawline, bro? Like, why is she out here looking like a sick, deadly twist hybrid between the crimson chin and handsome Squidward and Pennywise all in one? Somebody in the comments said, Jenna Ortega looks like she's going through what Ariana Grande did. And as you can see from a photo from one of Ariana...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ariana Grande, when she first premiered in that one show from Nickelodeon, Victoria or whatever it's called herself, when she used to have red hair, and before she even got a tan and everything like that, I thought she was really cute. I thought I'd be like, she looks so fucking cute. I love the way how she looks. I love the whole little aesthetic that she had, or so, like a little bit of a punky, rocky kind of type of style or so. But up until now or so, she looks super old. She looks like she's older. She looks like she's in her 40s. And whatever is, and I noticed that she's been getting like super, super, super skinny for some random apparent reason. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like it though, so. People claim she has like an illness. I don't know about that.
Like Grande's latest photos, it's honestly giving the tired Chihuahua meme. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what Hollywood is doing to these celebrities here, but something ain't right.
Light in her eyes, there was joy, there was personality, and now it's just not.
She looks so cute in this one. Like, she really does. She really, like, generally looks very cute, to be honest.
Not there anymore. Vacant, gone. The light in the eyes does not exist. And that jawline is questionable. That's like the same jawline Matt Rife got, or Adele, or Kelly Osbourne, or something.
She doesn't look like she's smiling or anything like that.
And what the heck are these people doing?
What these people are doing are trying to conform to the New World Order anorexic model-esque stick figure fashion standards that Hollywood execs and the head of fashion companies seem to be highly obsessed with.
This is the reason why Asian women will always outbeat Western women. I said it. This is the reason why a lot of the male demographics like to swing towards Asian women. You know, a lot of the Western guys just rather go date a, you know, either a cute or a hot Asian woman, you know? That's the reason why, you know? Compared to, you know, like that one businesswoman that they were showing her. So even though, yeah, it's a fake, you know, the image was edited and everything like that, but it shows the difference, you know? It really does show the difference that, like, you know, Asian women are just in more seeked out compared to Western women, you know? They don't prefer natural beauty anymore. Beauty standards are better there than the West, sadly. It's a little bit too much, in my personal opinion. Like, I do still have, like, still definitely have my critique or so about, like, Asian beauty standards, right? Like, there's some things I do criticize about it, you know? But to be honest, it definitely is a lot more better compared to what, you know, whatever this is, basically, whatever they're doing, you know? Nowadays, yes, I tend to see Korean women as peak on average. Sure, some of them also get plastic in their face, but a lot of them also don't. Yeah, but at least, like, they don't go overboard. You don't see them making a Giga Chad chin, like, look like Steve from Minecraft, you know? They don't look like that Crimson Chin or the Giga Chad meme guy, you know? They don't do that, you know? That's like the difference, you know? Like, yeah, they get plastic surgery, but at least they're not doing whatever these people are doing, okay? If I'm there to date somebody who has, let's say one Korean woman who has plastic surgery, and then a Western woman who had plastic surgery, I'm gonna be honest with you, 10 times out of 10, I'm probably going to lean towards the Korean woman who has plastic surgery, because at least she looks more, I guess you could say, more natural compared to, compared to the Western woman who has a crimson chin, handsome Squidward Minecraft looking person, Is that where Western games artists get their inspiration from? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, there's a funny story behind that, actually, which I can probably tell later. That's their goal. Yeah, I think we have no standards here in the West, honestly. Yeah, I don't think there is like a leading woman or so to be like what beauty standards. But I think I know what guys want, because I've watched, like, I looked at the comment sections, I looked at everything and stuff like that. They just kind of want a woman who really doesn't put on a lot of makeup, They kind of want a more natural woman, because I know that, because you see these cute women, right, on TikTok or Instagram and everything like that, but they have all this makeup and everything. But then when they get rid of the makeup, they don't look very attractive whatsoever. That's basically is what they're trying to like. That's what the guys definitely don't want. They want someone who's like a little bit more natural. I don't know how much of a devil's advocate I am, but I think them getting these surgeries is fine most of the times. Yeah, I think they're ugly as fuck sometimes, but at the end of the day, they kind of just like themselves like that. However, the big problem I do see can arise with these celebrations getting these, you mean celebrities getting these surgeries, is that it can convince fans to get surgery and fuck up their own faces. The problem is it's gonna mess them up when they get older. That's the thing,
Like, I just don't understand the obsession with celebrities or people with money, because it's not always going to be celebrities. But their obsession with literally speeding up their aging, their outwardly appearance of how old they look, because this buccal fat removal thing only makes them look like 10 years older. So all the laymen and normal people out here, all this is doing is not making them look more exotic or alluring or attractive, in my opinion. Like, all it's doing is just making you look much older than you actually are. Like, you got motherfuckers really jumping out the woodworks to get surgery just to look like this. Honestly, bro, I really don't get it. Why are celebrities out here really obsessed with looking like dying corpses? But here's some commentary from Dr. Gary Linkov on YouTube about this whole buccal fat removal phenomenon.
Yeah, surely this is something that people will be regretting, I think. We don't need to have such over-hollowed cheeks. It doesn't look that natural. And, if people are going for this specific type of look, then I guess they're achieving it. But the question is, how will they age? And how will they look back and think about, their faces?
I don't want to be older. I want to be younger. Fuck being older. Who the fuck wants to become older? Who wants to be more mature? I'd rather go reverse.
As they get older,
what the
and
fuck?
As the rest of the facial fat starts to atrophy, that's sometimes some of the fat that you're actually left with. So if you've removed it in your younger years, then things might look a little bit too gaunt later in life.
And when Dr. Gary Linkov says a little too gaunt, this is how motherfuckers gonna be running around in 20 years. Literally, looking like this. Guys, I don't even know what to say anymore. Listen, it seems like...
Insert Minecraft bone music, sound effect.
Like the fashion trends and the looks trends and everything that we once found attractive is no longer attractive.
My buccal fat removal journey? She looks cute on the left. What are you talking about? She looks cute on the left. I think she's cute.
Attractive, and what we found non-attractive back then is now attractive. It's like cyclical. It goes in loops, and honestly, we need to stop bandwagoning trends. We need to stop trend hopping and just, be you. Like, stop following other people. However, it seems as though that when people get a lot of money or they get a lot of fame and a lot of time on their hands, they just don't know what to do with themselves. And then on top of that, people are perpetually doom scrolling on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and they're comparing themselves constantly 24/7 to other people and are saying, hey, maybe I should do what they're doing because that'll probably bring more validation and satisfaction to my...
What the fuck?
hey, maybe I should do what they're doing because that'll probably bring more validation.
Man, dude. Man, dude. That, it literally looks like a guy. Honestly, there's like no feminine features whatsoever. It literally looks like a gay guy. That's what it looks like. It looks like a gay guy putting on makeup. At least the one on the right, anyways. At least the one on the left, I can tell it's a woman. The one on the right, I can't even tell if it's a woman or not. Jesus. It looks like a zesty guy, to be honest.
And satisfaction to my life. You know, it seems as though that there is an extraordinary amount of FOMO going on in today's day and age, and it's now backfiring on particular types of people with enough money and time to get surgeries of which they don't really need. But
that is that one right there.
Types of people with enough money and time to get surgeries of which
that one is probably the worst one. That's probably the worst one right there. That's just ugh. No. I prefer my squishy cheeks anyways at the end of the day, so I prefer that.
They don't really need. But hey, who am I to say anything? You know, if these people really want to spend their hard-earned money on, you know, trying to become walking, living corpses, skeletons with hollowed out face cheeks or cheekbones, and I just gotta say, this one particular image right here, this
Jesus. What am I even looking at? What is that?
frame here. I don't know who this celebrity is. She looks familiar, probably from TV or something, and is probably famous for something that I'm not aware of.
Oh my god, dude. I prefer femboys though. They can squish my head with their thighs.
But why would you do this to your face? It does not even look good, bro. It's just like she has a hollowed out cheek with a whole bunch of chub at the bottom of her jaw. Like, how did... Ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm gonna end the video here. My commentary is no longer needed on this subject. You guys pretty much get the point.
Well, it takes best man to be best girl at the end of the day, you know? I would say these women better not complain about men being insecure. You're talking about America, so you're asking too much. Jenna out here looking at like she's about to do a Michael Jackson Thriller. The lack of eyebrows definitely doesn't help. Yeah, that's very true. Cheeks are supposed to have fat. It's natural. It's normal. Yeah, yeah. I would definitely not spend money.
Amanda Bynes from What I Like About You comparison before and after pics.
I definitely wouldn't. I personally wouldn't basically have something like this. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. This is definitely nasty. I'll be honest with you. This is awful. This is completely, because they're gonna age like spoiled milk. To be honest, I'll be very honest with you. Yeah, if I was definitely like, if I was like a Hollywood person, I definitely would not let somebody talk to me in this crazy ass freaking shit, to be honest. Try watching Korean women react on those Western celebrities. I'd be curious what they say about that. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Yeah, it's not even just Jenna Ortega. It's like literally like it's all of Hollywood, but then it's like the problem is it's affecting a lot of young women too as well.
Like prawn stars with boob jobs.
They're affecting a lot of young women, specifically wanting to do, you know, they think, you know, their face isn't good enough or so, and they want to change into this. But you know. And the problem is, you know, doing like, hey man, you know what? Do whatever you want. It's your body at the end of the day, but don't come crying to me or so that no guy wants to date you, because at the end of the day, you ugly as fuck, you know? So like, hey man, just remember, just do your research, know the consequences of what you're getting yourself into, at the end of the day. But hey, I'm just gonna give you I'm just gonna throw a pointer at you for a lot of the women out there. Guys don't want this. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Guys don't want this. They don't want this. They want more natural. They want more natural women. So anyways, yeah, that's the end of the video. And peace.